Welcome to our college briefing show. Today, we've got some intriguing stories lined up for you. First up, U.S. President Joe Biden is facing a significant drop in support among voters without college degrees, making his rematch with Donald Trump tighter than ever. This shift could be pivotal in the upcoming election, as these voters were a major demographic in the 2020 race. Stay tuned to find out more about the factors contributing to this decline and its potential impact on the election landscape. Next, over in the UK, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's decision to call for an early election has caused quite a stir within his own Conservative Party. Critics argue that this move signals a premature admission of defeat, as the Tories trail behind Labour by more than 20 points in the polls. We'll dive into the reactions from senior party members and the possible repercussions for the Conservative Party's strategy. Finally, on a more uplifting note, gymnast Brodie Malone has made an incredible comeback from major knee surgery to clinch his third national gymnastics title. His performance at the U.S. Championships not only highlights his resilience but also sets him up as a strong contender for the Olympics in Paris. We'll explore his journey, the challenges he overcame, and what this victory means for his future. Please stay tuned for the detailed coverage of these stories. Japan Times, U.S. President Joe Biden is facing a significant drop in support from voters without college degrees, a demographic crucial to his 2020 victory. This group, encompassing Black people, Hispanic women, young voters, and suburban women, has shifted, narrowing the gap in a potential rematch against Donald Trump. Reuters Ipsos polling data reveals a 10-point decline in Biden's support among these voters compared to the same period in the 2020 campaign. With Americans without college degrees constituting 3 out of 5 voters in 2020, this erosion of support is a critical vulnerability for Biden as he seeks re-election. The Sydney Morning Herald, the unexpected early election call by UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, made in the pouring rain outside 10 Downing Street, has plunged the Conservative Party into further turmoil. Senior Tories, already trailing Labour by more than 20 points, were furious, viewing the early election as a concession of defeat. The first major opinion poll of the campaign predicted a landslide victory for Labour, with the Tories winning just 66 seats to Labour's 476. As Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer prepares to take over, his unremarkable persona is seen as a strength, offering stability after the chaotic political landscape of recent years. Starmer, a former barrister and director of public prosecutions, is a democratic socialist committed to renationalising key sectors of the economy, standing in stark contrast to both his predecessor Jeremy Corbyn and former Prime Minister Tony Blair. The Sydney Morning Herald, the Liberal Party in Australia is embroiled in controversy over the potential return of former Treasurer Josh Frydenberg to federal parliament by contesting the Kooyong seat. Senior Liberals, including former Cabinet Minister Karen Andrews, are advocating for Frydenberg's return, despite his current role as chairman of Goldman Sachs Australia. This move has sparked anger among supporters of Amelia Hamer, the pre-selected candidate for Kooyong, who won the party vote decisively in March. The recent draft decision by the Australian Electoral Commission to redraw the electorate's borders has intensified the debate, with some arguing that Frydenberg is the best candidate to reclaim the seat. However, advocates for increased female representation in the party, like Charlotte Mortlock, argue that Hamer represents the future of the Liberal Party and should not be sidelined. Associated Press, Brodie Malone, the 23-year-old gymnast, staged a remarkable comeback to clinch his third national title at the U.S. Championships in Fort Worth, Texas. Just 15 months after a devastating knee injury that required 3 surgeries, Malone showcased his resilience and skill across 12 rotations over 2 days, finishing with a total score of 172.300. His near-flawless performance, especially on the still rings, pommel horse, and parallel bars, underscores his readiness for the upcoming Paris Olympics. Despite the visible scar and occasional knee tests, Malone's endurance and skill set him apart as the leading contender for the U.S. men's gymnastics team. Fred Richard, a bronze medalist at the 2023 World Championships, took second place, while Koi Young, another rising star, came in third. The U.S. men's gymnastics team, which finished 7th in Tokyo, now looks poised for a stronger showing in Paris, especially with the absence of defending champion Russia. Yahoo US, Fairmont State University is pioneering a unique program aimed at supporting foster care students in West Virginia. With over 6,000 children in foster care in a state of just 1.7 million people, the need for educational opportunities for these youths is critical. The Middle College program, launching this fall, will allow foster care students aged 16 to 18 to live in a supervised residence hall while simultaneously earning their high school diploma and a 2-year college degree. This initiative, a collaboration between Fairmont State and KVC West Virginia, seeks to address the educational and vocational training gaps that many foster care youths face. With only about 4% of foster care youths completing a 4-year degree, the program aims to provide stability, support, and a path to higher education for a vulnerable population. The first cohort of 50 students will begin their studies in August, with the hope of transforming their futures through education and empowerment. Yahoo US. The concept of the mental load, or invisible labor, in parenting involves the often unseen tasks of managing a household and family, such as scheduling appointments, planning activities, and maintaining emotional well-being. While traditionally viewed negatively due to the stress it causes, recent research published in the Journal of Business and Psychology suggests that some aspects of this mental load can positively impact parents' lives. The study identified 3 types of tasks: managerial, emotional, and cognitive. Women typically bear a larger share of these tasks, leading to feelings of being overwhelmed. However, cognitive tasks were associated with greater family satisfaction and improved job performance, while managerial tasks enhanced work-family enrichment. Emotional tasks, on the other hand, were linked to negative outcomes like work-family conflict and exhaustion. The study's findings encourage parents to reframe their perspectives on the mental load, seek help for emotional tasks, and work towards a more equitable distribution of responsibilities. Dr. Cara Goodwin, a clinical psychologist and mother of 4, emphasizes the importance of recognizing the positive aspects of the mental load and making invisible labor visible to better manage it. Associated Press. Eli Serrano III and Garrett Pennington led North Carolina State to a thrilling 6-4 victory over South Carolina, propelling the Wolfpack into the Raleigh Regional Championship. The duo combined for 5 runs, 5 hits, and 3 home runs, showcasing their offensive prowess. Pennington's 2 early home runs set the tone, while Serrano's solo homer in the 5th gave NC State a 4-2 lead. South Carolina fought back with a 2-run homer from Dylan Brewer, tying the game in the 7th. Serrano's single and subsequent score in the 7th, followed by a bunt single from Matt Hevner that led to the final run, sealed the deal for the Wolfpack. Derek Smith's strong relief pitching secured the win, striking out 4 in 1-2-3 innings for his 6th save. CBC. At University Laval in Quebec City, students attempted to set up a pro-Palestinian encampment as part of a broader wave of campus protests. Over 20 students gathered with tents at the corner of Chemin Ste Foy and Du Seminaire Avenue, only to be asked by Quebec City police to dismantle their encampment. The students, led by spokesperson Antoine Grenier, are advocating for the university to support their peaceful protest and raise awareness about the situation in Gaza. They demand financial transparency from the university, including the disclosure of any investments linked to Israel, and the cessation of exchange programs with Israeli institutions. The university, while respecting municipal regulations enforced by the police, emphasized its commitment to dialogue with the protesters. The students remain determined to ensure their university's funds are not associated with the State of Israel. Yahoo US. Athlon Sports preseason top 25 ranking has Penn State poised for a strong season, placing them at number 8 and suggesting they are in the hunt for a college football playoff spot. Coming off a 10-3 season, Penn State boasts a solid roster, though questions linger about their passing game. New offensive coordinator Andy Kotelnicki will work with talented players like running backs Nick Singleton and Katron Allen, tight end Tyler Warren, and quarterback Drew Aller. The addition of wide receiver Julian Fleming is notable, but the team needs more explosive plays following some key departures. Athlon Sports highlights a favorable schedule and a standout defense as crucial factors for Penn State's top 10 potential. However, for a Big Ten title game push, Aller must step up under Kotelnicki's guidance. The expanded college football playoff offers Penn State a prime opportunity, with challenging road games against USC and Wisconsin and the perennial hurdle of Ohio State. Associated Press. Mac Morgan's exceptional pitching performance led the top-seeded Texas Longhorns to a dominant 10-0 victory over number 4 Florida in just 5 innings, propelling them into the Women's College World Series semifinals. Morgan, who threw only 71 pitches, allowed just 1 hit, resting their freshman ace Tegan Caven for future games. Morgan's strategy focused on inducing ground balls, showcasing her drop ball effectively. Texas's offensive power was on full display with early runs and home runs from Alyssa Washington and Mia Scott, setting the tone for the game. Florida's struggles were evident as they pulled their ace Keegan Rothrock early, leading to a tough day for the Gators. With Texas eyeing their first national championship after a runner-up finish in 2022, Coach Mike White emphasized the importance of staying focused and ready for the upcoming challenges. Associated Press. Clemson's baseball team achieved a significant milestone by moving to 2-0 in the NCAA Tournament Regional for the first time in 13 years, following a thrilling 4-3 victory over Coastal Carolina. Shortstop Jacob Hinderleiter was the standout player, going 5 for 5, and Cam Cannarella's deep sacrifice fly in the ninth inning secured the game-winning run. Clemson's pitching was solid, with Austin Gordon closing out the game with 3 quick outs. The game saw Coastal Carolina's Zach Beach tie the score with a powerful home run, but Clemson's consistent offense, including key hits from Cannarella and Hinderleiter, maintained their lead. This victory puts Clemson in a strong position, showcasing their resilience and strategic play as they aim to advance further in the tournament. Yahoo US Pro Football Hall of Fame coach Jimmy Johnson expressed his optimism about the Miami Dolphins' prospects for the 2024 season during the 25th annual Fins Weekend charity event. Johnson praised the rejuvenated spirit brought by coach Mike McDaniel and GM Chris Greer, highlighting their exciting style of play and the team's promising roster, including Tua Tagovailoa, Jason Waddle, and Tyreek Hill. Despite last season's playoff disappointment due to injuries, Johnson believes the Dolphins have the potential to go further if they stay healthy. He emphasized the importance of a strong defense and the impact of new defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver. Johnson also shared his thoughts on the challenges of college football's NIL and transfer portal, reflecting on his coaching days and the importance of recruiting. As a seasoned coach and analyst, Johnson's insights underscore his confidence in the Dolphins' future success. The Toronto Star, the Tucson Regional was deemed the toughest in the NCAA tournament, and host Arizona quickly learned why, becoming the first national seed eliminated. Number 13 Arizona Wildcats were shut out 7-0 by Dallas Baptist, following a 9-4 loss to Grand Canyon. This marked only the second time Arizona was shut out this season. Arizona coach Chip Hale highlighted the competitiveness of college baseball, noting their struggles against teams like Grand Canyon, a supposed mid-major. The Wildcats' offensive woes continued as they managed just 3 hits and 4 walks in 6 innings against Dallas Baptist's Jaron DeBerry. Arizona's season ended with back-to-back winless performances in regional tournaments, a stark contrast to their previous successes. Australian Broadcasting Corporation, the Newcastle Merfolk Group, led by Charmaine Lowe, Mer Sharma, has become a sanctuary for enthusiasts seeking community and mental health support. Charmaine, who first tried mermaiding in 2020, found it to be a transformative experience, collecting accessories and embracing her persona. As an ambassador for Mermaids for Mental Health, she emphasizes the inclusivity and acceptance within the community. Her stepson, Lachlan Benson, also found confidence and joy in mermaiding, swapping flippers for a tail. The group, which quickly gained 100 members on Facebook, continues to grow, fostering strong bonds and promoting mental well-being through shared passion and creativity. Associated Press, in the Corvallis Regional, Tulane's Luke Flatta pitched 8 scoreless innings, leading the number 4 seed to a 3-0 win over Nichols in an elimination game. Flatta allowed just 4 hits and 2 walks, while Jacob Moore secured the win with a perfect 9th inning. Tulane's victory marked their first NCAA regional shutout since 2004. Key plays included Gavin Schultz's run in the 2nd inning and Matthias Haas's RBI single in the 5th. Tulane will face either Oregon State or UC Irvine next. Despite Michael Cueveto's strong performance for Nichols, the team couldn't overcome Tulane's early lead and precise pitching. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.